Hi, it's Pilar Kellenbarger with Collecting Our Angels, Nurturing Our Children, and I'm doing part 3 today. I'm so sorry I didn't do it yesterday. I did some tutoring and it's still kind of taking a little bit out of me, so I'm practicing self love and gave myself some time until today and felt it out and feels good. So I just kind of threw myself together. I hope everybody's having a great new year. So, part 3 is how to let your passion out and how to follow those signs. So, the first one I did was love and fear. The second one was about how to realize what the fear can do to you, to our minds and bodies. So today I wanted to start with our passion and what it feels like. And some of us have that and we're wondering, is that my passion? Is that what's happening? What's going on? So you want to follow this inner calling. It's like a desire. For me, it's my writing and doing things like this. Even when I'm sick, I'm writing notes and I want to share everything I can with everybody, with everything that I learned. So that's how I view it as. That's how I feel it. It's like a deep pull. Also, it's like you have to immediately do something. And it usually the intention is because you want to be helpful. You want to inform. We're supposed to do this. It's like I'm supposed to be doing this. So we're all here for a purpose. And it hits us eventually. Sometimes it doesn't hit some people. But those of us, it's like, oh, wow, you have an aha moment. Some signs start to come and they start to guide you. And if you follow those signs, you will be rewarded for following your purpose. It's awesome. So these are some things you're going to feel when you start to follow your purpose. Once you're in that flow, you start to feel like inspiration comes so much quicker and easier. You start seeing beauty in like everything. Sometimes I'm just walking by someone's garden. I have to stop. I have to really look at everything and take a moment and take it in. I didn't do that before. I feel more peace and calm moments. They just happen. I don't necessarily watch the news anymore. I just create the peace I want too. Maybe that's the lesson there. I think of someone and boom, they call me or they text me. That's Michelle, my guru. Sensing that I'm always being guided. That's kind of when you know, okay, this is good. And then things start to connect. With the connection, I noticed in the previous video, I read a text that Michelle sent me, my guru. But then how it connected to that webinar of the late Wayne Dyer that Hay House is promoting and how it all went together. And look at those signs. Like I was sick and then I saw Anita's name popped into my head, and because she was, sick with cancer, how she went to the other side, how she felt, and then how I connected with that, and then boom, there was the webinar, and then boom, there were these all these other signs. So just stick with it. This was what Michelle texted me. We create our reality with our thoughts. So live in the moment and count your blessings and hold on to them. When I was sick and we were discussing certain things, she's always so supportive. And she sent me that. And then the next day, I noticed in one of Wayne's lessons, his free webinar through Hay House, he reminded us, hi, Tara. My daughter's watching. Hi, Tara. I love you. Then Wayne says, our thoughts are our currency. We have to attract what we desire we must learn to stop spending that currency on thoughts we don't want. So it made me think, it's not watch what we think about, you'll get it. It's more like what you think about and dwell on tells the universe that you're interested in that. So that's why Wayne Dyer, I feel like, always says you have to watch what you're thinking. Because if we keep dwelling on having low funds, you'll stay in low funds. If you keep dwelling on being sad or a sad moment all the time, you're telling the universe that that's where you like to be. You see, the universe doesn't judge, it doesn't differentiate positive or negative of what you're thinking. It just, oh, that person is really thinking about that, so it's going to give that to you more. So even if you have low funds and live in a sad, lonely environment, if you put your thoughts and intentions on what you want, the universe helps you. Like Wayne says, when I was watching that webinar, again, another sign, abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into, which is so true. And we have to realize that the abundance that we talk about isn't necessarily just money. Maybe it's more a feeling of love. Maybe it's more peace that we want, that we need. Maybe it's just more calmness in our life. Maybe it's more happiness and joy. Maybe it's just fun. We just want some fun. So then, watching and listening to the last lesson last night from Wayne Dyer, the Hay House free webinar that they put out, he says, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And then he talked about how he came up with that hit him when he was doing his book about the Tao. So the Tao Te Ching says, change your thoughts, change the world. So when he was going through all those different intentions or inspirations that the Tao talks about, I think there's 81 of them, I might be wrong, that this is what he came up with. So now when I think about these signs, I have my passion, it's with my writing, and it's with just helping, some for parents, some for, I have a book out about scholar athletes. I have two of them, two girls who did splendid. And then I also, anything that I feel like I have to heal from, I have to feel like I have to, my intention is to help and share it with everybody that's listening. So one thing that I wanted to talk about were the different signs. The first sign was that I had to do this even when I'm sick. So yes, Tara, I have to let the cat out. And when I was sick, that I felt like I had to get this out right away. And I had to even take notes. I had to write things down. I had to do these parts and these videos because I had such a calling to do it. I had such a calling to share these with everybody because they made such an impact for me. Another sign that I also wanted to share with people was last year, I am a teacher. I'm a credentialed teacher, and I was working in special ed, and a student that I was with who had autism hit me. Well, after someone hits you twice in a row that same day, I was like, I need to stop doing this kind of job. It's not really for me. When I came home after resigning, I cooked and baked because that's what I like to do. It's very calming for me. So I was searching for something to listen to. Instead of listening and finding something like from Matt Kahn, who I love, he's a healer author, I came across Bill Ekstrom's TED Talk. And it's called Why Comfort Will Ruin Your Life. And I watched it probably 3 times. And then I thought, wow, I should contact him because I'd love to turn that into something that connects with parents for their children. Because I thought, wow, parents need to know this. So then I went on to, I should email him. I emailed him. He emailed me right back. He said, that sounds great. I sent it to him before I published it on my blog. He loved it. He put a wonderful comment. Awesome. And we still connect with each other. We still help each other out. So it was amazing. So you have to watch that. Just recently when I was sick, something kept saying, go to the pool. It was about 70, sunny, go get your vitamin K, your vitamin D. And my signs to me from people who have passed are some butterflies, hawks. So as I'm leaving, I hear the hawk sound and I see these 2 butterflies, a yellow one and a monarch. So there's my friend Pete. So then I'm walking up, and the funny thing is, I was like, my dad said I should always go into the sun. It helps you feel better when you're sick, and he's passed. But as I was going, there's my kappa bird. It's this bird out here that looks like he has a crew cut, and that's what my dad had. And it's like, there you go. There's my dad telling me, because in my mind, he was saying, get your butt up to the pool and sit in the sun. So I did. And when you notice these signs, when you really stop and get still, you see these signs. You hear these people from the past giving us signs and helping us. Another one was just recently on Twitter. I'm learning Twitter thanks to my daughter, Tara. Thank you, Tara. And I followed her. She followed me back and sent me something saying to subscribe to her YouTube channel. So I looked at it. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Subscribe. So I said, hey, would you subscribe to mine? And I didn't know how to do a link. I figured it out, copied the link, sent it to her. And then I needed to hear that day because it pushed me to learn how to put some of the videos here on my Facebook page, Collecting Our Angels, Nurturing Our Children, and putting them on my YouTube channel. So now I learned how to do that. So boom, I needed that. They were guiding me. This is awesome. Another one that was really fun for me this year is someone from the past came back into my life, and it was wonderful. I worked with this girl named Terry, and we used to work in special ed together as reading, and she branched off to special ed. And then we would also teach after school classes together. And I was driving my daughter somewhere, and I had a lollipop, and my phone would go off, and of course Tara was there. She was the one who picked up. I'm like, yeah, just go ahead. What does it say? And she said, oh, it's from Terry. She said she hopes you're enjoying that lollipop or something. You remember that, Tara? And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard from her in a while. And then I saw on Facebook she was moving, so I texted her right away, and she happened to be at her house right down the road here, a few minutes away. So I drove there. She was trying to move and wipe down the walls and stuff, so I helped her out there. And then I said goodbye, and then I was subbing. So this was like a year later. I'm subbing now instead of working with special ed, so I get to pick and choose where I'm going to work. And I was subbing at her school, and I saw her name and went to special ed, and there was Terry. Oh my gosh. It's like, so now we text again, and I'm actually going to be subbing for her students in special ed in February. So it's just amazing. So you have to follow these signs. That's why they're there. Some sign I noticed, wow, I did some sign about signs on Collecting Our Angels. Facebook, and it's entitled OMG, I have to tell you about the signs everywhere. And it was in July of this year, of last year, 2019. There's also another one called Happy Healthy, a video on signs and how to let your power seen. So look that one up. If you go to www.pilarkellenbarger.com, I have some blogs about signs. One's called 3 Things Your Signs Are Showing You. Another one's called Why Do These Signs Keep Coming Up? And to go back to our first part 1 about love versus fear, I actually wrote a blog entitled Is There Intention from Love or Fear when we're trying to deal with certain people in our lives. So make sure you look at those. Also, the blog that I did based on Bill Ekstrom's TED Talk, his TED Talk, you have to watch it. I will put that on in addition to this. It's called Why Comfort Will Ruin You. And then my blog that I based on him is Comfort Can Ruin Your Child. And it's on my blog, pilarkellenbarger.com. So look at those. I hope that they help. I hope that these 3 parts have helped those of you. I've had a lot of feedback and people liking them from all over. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, share. Share my things with anybody that you know. Because again, my purpose is to help people. My desire is to learn what I learn and share it with everyone. So please share everything. I will put the names of the blog titles and videos with this. And thank you for letting me go a few days. I'm still struggling with the end of this pneumonia. But the best place I get to recuperate is Hawaii. And my daughter Tara, who's watching right now, and my other daughter Teninger are going to send us. We leave on the 20th, and thanks to them, I get to recuperate from the flu and pneumonia in a spectacular place. So, like I said, let your passion out, follow your signs, and just enjoy the gifts you get. Like my Hawaii trip, I can't wait. So I hope that all of this is helpful. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. And I will do some of these videos when I come back. And to my daughter Tara watching, love you. Talk to you guys all soon.